fantasies seemed to come true when he and Claire became a couple. Not only is he attracted to her, but they also share a powerful bond of single-teen parenthood. Claire adds companionship to Sam's lonely life. As time goes by, it's clear that Claire sees the four of them as a future family. She's a good mom, and it seems like it would have all worked out perfectly. Could this have been a successful relationship that would have benefited all of the involved parties, including Max and Emily?
I don't think this relationship between Sam and Claire would be like, it would be good for Claire because she was the one who was pushing for doing everything to get to Sam, but Sam hold himself because he didn't really want it to be together. He acted differently when Claire said oh, we're gonna be four of us, when she said kind of family. And I don't think it would be good for Max, because at the party when they went to Andy's and Jenny's, Claire was in there while Max was getting cut. She didn't even look after him. So I don't think she will be good mom for Max too. But for Claire's daughter, what was her name? Emily. I think Claire can just take care of her. So I don't think it'll be good for Max and Sam. And then for Sam, he was only thinking about taking care of the baby before he met with Claire. After he met with Claire, he started going out and he started feeling like he wanted to have fun more with Andy. So it shows that Claire wanted him to be more having fun and forgetting about Max.
I think
I think that Claire and Sam would have been good for each other in the sense that having someone that they can talk to and relate to, just to help each other emotionally. But I think that them being a family kind of is unrealistic because they both have kids that are really close, and it's really hard to raise two kids that close of ages. One baby is a lot to handle. We can see that just from Max. And I think that especially with financially and where they're at in education, it'd be really hard for them to be able to do that on their own. They need to rely a lot on their family still, and if Sam is going to work right away, and even if Claire goes to college, then that's two babies that they have to find something to do with during the day. And so I think that at the time, it seemed good for them to be with each other, but I think in the future it's not very realistic.
Do you think that
Luke was gonna talk.
Just going a little more on that, I completely agree that even though it sounds like a nice idea of having, they're both 18-year-old kids with little babies, and having them put together create a little family seems nice. It's really unrealistic because if they did that, it's probably likely that neither Sam nor Claire would be able to go to college. And then, not saying that you can't get a good job without going to college, but it's a lot more difficult. And so the quality of life for Max and Emily after that probably wouldn't be as good compared to what we see later is Sam gives up Max for adoption, and it seems like he had a pretty good childhood just from the few words they talked at the end.
Yeah, onto that, I think the relationship was good for the time being, because as kids with other kids to take care of, they could relate on a certain level that you couldn't with Andy. They couldn't relate to Andy with a kid because he was just a normal teenager. And it was also a good relationship because Claire pushed Sam to do things that he wouldn't always do without someone, and we saw examples of that throughout the book, with Claire pushing him to go to the farm or the duck or whatever, and the mall and whatever, and the party. We saw how that turned out, but I don't think the longevity of it would have been great, just because the quality of life probably wouldn't have been up to par, especially how probably Sam wanted to live, and Claire, because you could see like in Claire's life, she had a lot of luxuries, and I don't think that would have carried on with the same relationship.
I agree with that.
I think with that, part of the reason that I think it wouldn't have been compatible long term is that we see a lot of differences in their thought processes. Like Sam he definitely, like Mr. Ferry would always say in class, he thinks a lot more. He's very much inside of himself, and he'll like, Claire will ask him a question and he'll answer it in his head, and then he'll answer something else to her, like, face. And Claire just doesn't seem to be able to understand that, like, sub-level of Sam's personality that is inside of him. She really only sees the surface, and I think she only really likes the surface. She doesn't understand or get along with the real inner Sam, and I think that if they were to end up together in the long term, Sam would just really end up very lonely and withdrawn and within himself, and I think that would really be detrimental to both him and then both the babies as time went on.
I think that like after like the whole Max situation happened to Sam, I don't think he's really the type of person like at this point in his life who like needs a girlfriend, but like I think Claire as a friend would be better just because she has like the emotional support for him, but not, I just don't think I could see them going anywhere like dating, but like friends, I think that would last.
Friend zone.
I think it'd be nice if they got like, I think it'd be nice that they're like, that they could be a family, but I think long-term being, like financially, they wouldn't be able to support each other, especially if it was two kids both needing the same thing, and just, it wouldn't work out, and then the fact that like, Sam already wants to give up Max, it just wouldn't work out.
I think in the long run, also going off with Robin and Adam, I think their parents would be a constant conflict because Mitch would constantly be like Claire's parents would think Mitch is not involved, and they would be in conflict with that, and then Mitch is gonna think that Claire's parents are too involved and they would need to step back a little, and that's another conflict. So I think in the end, it would have been a stalemate there, and it almost could end up like a Romeo and Juliet situation where both their parents don't want to be involved, but they do, and it's just really awkward. So I think that could have ended up in the long run, but I guess maybe if they had kept it going to the point where they're adults, maybe it would have ended up a little bit better because then they could make their own choices. But
Yep. I have one thing to say.
You've been waiting.
What?
You've been waiting, so yes.
Alright, yeah. So I personally believe that they could like stay friends and like catch up together like time to time, but I think it'd be better if they like saw other people.
I don't know. I just like, I don't know. I really didn't like the romantic everything because like I just got really frustrated with it. Where like, I don't know. Every time I would like, it would be a scene where they're like, oh, I don't know, like kissing or something. I'd be like, you don't need this. Like you really like, you have to have other priorities. I'm like, I found myself like rooting against their relationship a lot, which I don't know. I think that was against the writing, which I don't know if that's just like me as a reader or if it's like something else, but like I think that together they would not benefit. Like I don't think that Sam and Claire would be good, but I think the kids would be better off because Claire puts them above all else, and you know Sam tends to put Max above a lot too. So I think the kids would like have a stable place, but I don't think Sam or Claire would be happy.
And I think like every time Sam thought of Claire, he kind of thought of Brittany too. Like I think he said like, I forgot how girls kind of just fit when like they were hugging, and like forgotten as in like thinking about how him and Brittany like when they would date. So I don't know. I think Brittany was just kind of a reminder of like how much Claire was just a reminder of how much he liked Brittany.
I was been waiting to talk for a long time.
Okay, sorry.
I agree with what Emily said. Like, they're both committed to like the well-being of their children, and they want them to like succeed. But I think like I can't really see Claire and Sam being like husband and wife because they're like really different, and they have like, as far as like family situations go, they're like the complete opposite. And like Sam, like I don't really like Emily is. Claire is more like open about it, and Sam's more just like self-conscious, so I don't think they would really like mix well together.
What do you think?
I actually said yes because they have a lot of things in common. Also, like it would be hard for them to see other people because it would be hard for them to find the people because they already have like kids and stuff. So, yeah.
In my opinion, it wouldn't have been a successful relationship because Claire and Sam just have like the babies in common, and it wasn't, and like Claire was ready to be in a relationship and have a family, and I think Sam had other goals in his mind, like he had the responsibility of Max, but I think he also in the future wanted to go to college or do something different with his life.
He's still getting like doesn't get over with having babies. He's not even ready to have a family.
Well, I think both Sam and Claire are like they're both pretty smart, and I think they both want to like go somewhere in their lives. And I think for Claire, having her family to like be a base where she can pass off Emily for a day and be like, hey mom, can you take care of the kids while I go to class? I think that allows her like more flexibility in life, and Sam can't do that. And I think in the end, that would be what hurts their relationship. Is Sam has nowhere to place Max when he needs to do something, and in the end, he would just get kind of frustrated with the whole like Claire has so much more that I can't really have. I can't put Max off with my dad, and I can't have my dad babysit my kid. I have to take care of all of this, where she can go and do whatever she wants. I feel like in the end that would kind of boil over and there'd be an argument. I think Claire wouldn't entirely see Sam's perspective.
Going back to what Shay said earlier about Claire and Sam becoming good friends, like, I agree with that. Like they will work out being best friends, like nothing more than that, because they don't seem like really a couple type to me. Like they seem more like friends and like they understand each other, but like I don't think their relationship will be family one day. I don't think it's like really ready for them. I think that they can become best friends and like help each other with the kids. Anything else, like emotionally be there for each other.
Good job.
Does anyone want to say any last points before it goes on? Last call.
I think that's a no.